Hello, my name is Zach Gibbs, and I'm a content developer within education services inside Juniper Networks. And today we will be going through the using screens with the CLI Learning Byte. All right, so here we see a topology on the left that I want to point out a few things. First, we have vSRX1 in the middle, and that's connected to the internet zone with the Gigi 000 interface. And then vSRX1 connects to the server through the server zone on Gigi 001. Now note that the web server IP address is 10.10.10.100 because the attacker that is connected to the internet is going to be sending traffic to the 10.100.100.100 IP address, which vSRX1 will be natting using destination NAT, that is, to translate to the web server address of 10.10.10.100. All right, so with that, we have some criteria of attacks we want to protect against using screens, and we can see that on the right. We want to protect the web server from ICMP fragments, ping of death, land attack, bad IP options, source route, and TCP port scans. And with the TCP port scans, we need to configure it so that if 10 attack packets are detected within 0.01 seconds or 10,000 microseconds, then the screen will be enacted for that traffic. Now, keep in mind that I do have 10,000 microseconds listed here because that's how we need to configure it. When you configure a port scan threshold, it is configured using microseconds. So if we want that 0.01 seconds, that's going to be 10,000 microseconds. So basically what happens if one host attempts to send more than 10 packets, or rather scan 10 different ports within 0.01 seconds or 10,000 microseconds, then that protection will be enabled. So with that, let's go ahead and jump to the CLI of vSRX1 and get this going. All right, here is the CLI of vSRX1, but before we get started here, let's jump to the attacker device. And I'm going to show you what happens before any protection is enabled. So let's go ahead and use the nmap utility to scan ports, that is TCP ports 1 through 60,000. And note that the address 10.100.100.100 is the IP address that vSRX1 is translating to the 10.10.10.100 address, which is the web server. And you can see that happened fairly quickly, 5.51 seconds. We can see the results. There's a whole bunch of ports that are closed, some that are open, some that are filtered. And so, yeah, you know, it worked quite well. No problem scanning all the ports for that web server and seeing what's open. You know, that's definitely a security risk. And the other thing I want to show you is pinging the web server, that is the IP address that will be translated to the web server, with a small packet size, so 100 bytes, and no problem whatsoever. And that's fine, but if we go to 2000 bytes, which fragmentation will occur as the MTU path is set to 1500 bytes, no problem as well. So let's go to vSRX1 now and configure some screen protection. So here is the CLI for vSRX1. So let's jump into configure mode. Let's go to the edit security screen IDS option. We're going to call this screen protect web server. And then we need to configure our screen options. So first, let's start with ICMP. And remember that was fragment and ping of death we want to protect it against. And then with IP, we want to protect against bad option and security option flags. Okay, so then TCP, we want to protect against land. And then we need to set up our port scan. Set a threshold, and we set this to 10,000. Remember, this is in microseconds, so you have to remember that and do that conversion. You know, you can just use Google to convert that to how many seconds you want or whatever, but just keep in mind that this is configured in microseconds. And there's the screen. And the other thing we need to do is jump to security zones, and go to the internet zone and set the screen within the zone. Let's go ahead and commit the configuration. Now let's go ahead and jump back to the attacker device and run those attacks again. So first, let's start with the ping. Again, the small ping of 100 bytes is going to work. That's fine. That is not fragmented. Now, if we go to 2000 bytes, look at that. It's not working now. And that means that screen is protecting the web server from fragmented IP packets, or rather fragmented ICMP packets. Let's do the port scan now. And remember, last time it only took 5 seconds to run that scan. Well, 5 seconds and a little bit, but not very long, less than 6 seconds. And this is taking a while. That's because it's not able to port scan the server. And I could let this run, but if I were to let this run, it would take probably around 5-6 minutes. When I've done this in the past and let it run, it took around 6 minutes. So for the sake of time with this learning byte, I don't want to wait that long. So I'm just going to hit Control-C. And let's just leave that ping running that fragments the ICMP packets. And with that, let's go ahead and jump back to the vSRX1 CLI. All right, here is the vSRX1 CLI. Let's look at the screen statistics and see what's happening. To specify the zone or interface, but in this case, we're going to specify the zone. And we can see here, we see TCP port scan, 476. Yeah, that seems like we're getting some protection from that. That's great. And then if we look at the ICMP fragment value, it's set at 78. And we can refresh that, and it's now 106. And of course, the TCP port scan is not incrementing because we stopped that. So we do it again, we can see the ICMP fragment is continuing to increment because we're continuing to send fragmented ICMP packets. So with that, we can see that the screen that we configured is protecting the web server from the attacks that the attacker is sending at it. So that brings us to the end of this learning byte. In this learning byte, we demonstrated how to configure screens using the CLI. So as always, thanks for watching.
Visit the Juniper Education Services website to learn more about courses. View our full range of classroom, online, and e-learning courses. Learning paths, industry segment and technology-specific training paths. Juniper Network's certification program, the ultimate demonstration of your competence. And the training community, from forums to social media. Join the discussion.